Good morning and welcome to A Closer Look. I'm your host, Linda Fontaine. Today I have two guests. I have Tom Parham, who is the chairman of the board, and Donna Davidson, who is operations manager of Petworks. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Well, we've got a lot to talk about today because there's so much going on with the shelter, the new shelter that's being built. So tell us, first of all, Tom, tell us what's going on with the shelter these days.
Okay, it's construction is coming real well. GRC has done performed the engineering, and they have a construction arm that's building it, and it's coming in as planned, within cost, and expect to open September 1st.
Wow!
That's a very short time. It's all under roof now. The walls are going up, and the interior walls are being built. And there's so many state-of-the-art improvements that are not common to shelters in our region that we're really pleased with.
Tell me about some of those.
Okay, well, we've focused on certain areas. One, it's got to be odor-free. We want to control the noise. It's got to be very easy to clean with the drains that slope. And it's got to be, and we've separated the intake and the adoption areas so that it's customer friendly, and it's going to be so nice for the animals. It's like comparing a person going to Hilton Head or going to jail. There's a sea change, the difference.
On isolation.
And as Donna said, we have considerable attention to the medical part. We check in animals, we go do the medical thing and give them their shots and so forth when we receive them, and then we have isolation rooms if we think they might be sick, and then in addition we have a pretty good size area, the observation area. We keep them for 2 weeks to make sure they're well before we put them into the general population. So.
Oh, that's great.
And since I'm on a roll here, one of the things we're most proud of, and I want to give an awful lot of credit to Debbie Wagoner, is the spay neutering facility. We have a state-of-the-art medical area where we can do procedures, partnering with University of Tennessee, and offer spay neutering service.
Oh, that's fantastic.
On site. Yes, ma'am.
Oh my gosh, that's fantastic. So how many animals will this house?
Combining the dogs and cats, in the neighborhood of close to 200, 180, 190, but with capacity to expand beyond that, because we've designed this thing so that it truly is a regional facility, adoption center, but we've designed it so that it can eventually include Sullivan County if they wish to rejoin, and other areas as well.
Wow.
So.
I can't wait to see it when it's done. It's going to be fabulous. I mean, just looking at the renderings, it's outstanding. So Donna, tell me, how's the facility doing now, the old facility with the COVID-19 and everything? How have you guys been doing with volunteers and the animals and things like that? I hear you guys had most of your animals adopted out at one point.
Yes, we did. This is the lowest. I've been there going on 18 years. This is the lowest numbers we've ever had. Of course, we never did close, down. We were always open, but we did do appointments, and we are still doing appointments only. We did do curbside adoptions.
Oh, wow.
Where, no one actually came into the shelter, and we met them out in the parking lot and did that for about a month. That went very well, actually. We adopted and fostered out and sent to rescue several animals, and I think at one point we were down to like maybe 4 adoptable dogs.
Wow.
Our numbers are coming back up a little now because people are starting to get out more, but we're still, we've still got quite a bit of space. So, but like I said, we are still doing intakes and adoptions by appointments only, and we're only allowing at least one couple in the shelter at a time.
Well, how do people know when you guys are open exactly, if you're ever closed because of what's going on with the virus and all?
It's posted on our website, which is petworkstn.com. They can go on there and check our hours, or they can call the shelter. If we don't answer, the answering service will. So.
Okay, wonderful. Now tell me, who's this little cute, fluffy sweetness in your arms right now?
This is Mr. Gates. Gates is a litter of 5. I think there was 6. We adopted one out, but he has 4 siblings at the shelter. They were all little boys, so they were named after rappers. So Gates is a rapper. He's about 8 weeks old, a little hound mix. But like
He's
I said,
adorable.
he's got 4 brothers at the shelter that's ready for a home. So.
And he's 8 weeks old. He's ready for adoption. He is so sweet and he's so calm. And I don't know if he's always like that, but he's being a very good boy
He's
right
pretty
now.
calm most of the time. So.
He's a sleepy boy too.
Yes, he is, but he's comfy in Donna's arms. I can see that. Now let's talk a little bit about the fur ball. Now I know Donna, and we've gotten to know each other a little bit more because we're working on a committee together. So tell me a little bit about the fur ball from your perspective. Either one of you.
No, go.
Fur ball is September the 18th. Like Linda said, she and I are working on this together. It's going to be lots of fun. Things are going to be a little bit different this year than they were last year. We're going to have some different events for people to do that we're working on. And she had some great ideas, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
But it's going to be a lot of fun. So
I'd
we
like-
will get this information online.
I'd like
soon.
to add from a board standpoint, we're excited because we have 2 tremendous co-directors, and that's Linda and Mary Shull. And these ladies are organized. They've put together the organization. They've got people assigned.
And Gary Stidham as well.
And Gary Stidham.
Oh yeah, Gary's
It's
helping a lot.
I'm hearing an awful lot of exciting things. It's going to be good. Last year, it was our first and a tremendously successful event. People came, there was room to talk, they had animals in common, their interest, and we've had great response. People want to sponsor again and come back again, so it's going to be a good one.
And every year you learn from the past years, so there's
Right.
always improvements. Last year was the inaugural, so we've learned from that. So we've got all kinds of great ideas this year. It's going to be fabulous. Like Donna was saying, we're going to have a couple different events and, not raffles, but, just ways for people to win different little things like guessing games and stuff. It's going to be fun. And of course, we can't forget the big finale with the dogs on parade at the end. So that's going to be fun. We're sending out now the save the dates. And our theme this year is paparazzi. So that's pretty cool. So we're hoping to raise money. And what will the money raised this year go to, Donna?
It will go to operations for the shelter to, buy vaccines and antibiotics and spay neuter and just run the shelter in general.
Okay, great. Now let's talk about adoptions right now. Tell us a little bit about what it takes to adopt an animal at the shelter, the fees and things like that.
A lot of people are finding our animals online right now, so if there's something they're interested in, they'll call and set up an appointment and come in, and they'll do an application. Of course, it has to be approved. Once they're approved, there is a contract that we do. Dogs are 70, cats are 60. That does include their spay neuter, their first round of vaccines, deworming, and a microchip.
Wow, I didn't know it included microchip and all that too.
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
And our goal is to all animals that leave the shelter that they're spay neutering or less than 6 months
This
old.
one, of course, it would have to be older to be neutered, but anything, that's older would be spayed or neutered before it leaves the shelter. We'll get them into the vet, and they'll just pick them up from the vet then.
Well, keying on that, one thing we're excited about the spay neuter effort at the new shelter is we're partnering with the University of Tennessee, and they're going to come up once a month and bring their students or vets and do their thing at no cost. So what that does, that lets us reach out to the people in the community that perhaps can't afford it.
I think that's fantastic. I love that. That's a great idea. Now let's talk about the hours again for when the shelter's open and the address.
The address is 2141 Idle Hour Road. Right now, we've altered our hours just a smidge. We used to open at 12:30. Right now, we're opening at 1, and we're open until 5:30. We are closed on Wednesdays and Sundays.
Okay, very good. That's important information to know. And the website again?
Petworkstn.com.
Okay, so save the date for September 18th. That is going to be the Fur Ball, which this year's theme is Paw Parazzi. Get it, Paw Parazzi? Yeah, we love that. And that's going to be the 18th. So far, you know, if everything goes as planned, that's our hope and prayer. And so if you're interested in getting tickets, well, you can just call Petworks. You can get all the information you want from Donna. She'll give it to you. And meanwhile, we need to adopt these puppies and kitties out. Look at Mr.
This one's
Gates.
just limp as a rag here.
But he is so adorable. I love him. Yeah, I mean, I was over there snuggling with him thinking if I didn't have a kitty cat in my small place right now, boy, he'd be going home
Could you not
with me
just
right
take
now.
that home and love it?
Yeah.
He is adorable. So adoptions are going on now. Petworks is open, and the address is
2141 Idle Hour Road, up in behind Home Depot.
very good.
But
Thank
do
you,
call and
guys.
make an appointment.
Oh, make an appointment. That's good advice. Okay, very good. Thank you, Tom. Thank
Well,
you,
thank
Donna,
you.
for being on the show. We'll have you on again soon when we get closer to the Fur Ball so we can remind everybody to come out and support our wonderful facility. Thank you for joining us today, and thank you. And we'll be back this time next week with another edition of A Closer Look. Stay safe and healthy.